50, 45. There goes Davis. Oh, my God. Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow. Oh, my God. Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see.
Hey, kid, I don't know if we should be talking about Auburn because they just fired Hugh Freeze. Tough start, but welcome in, everyone. Happy Sunday. Today is November 2nd, 2025, episode 584. Kid, we're already in November. How you doing?
Yeah, Del, beginning of November. This is when, the season really gets interesting. Most teams had their bye. We're seeing some teams, are they for real or not? And then we're seeing other teams get exposed. So I love this time of the year. Couple weeks away from Thanksgiving. Halloween is behind us. Yep. Let's get into it.
And we will start with what we saw yesterday or last night. History, World Series champions. The Dodgers go back to back. LA becomes the first team to repeat as titleists since the 2000 New York Yankees when they went back to back. Kid, it was an amazing game. What happened?
The Patriots went back to back.
Baseball.
Oh, baseball. My fault.
Baseball. Come on. But yeah, it was an amazing game. I really thought I had money on Toronto. I really thought they were going to win. They had all the momentum, and the guy hits a fucking home run in the ninth inning with two outs. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The second baseman, yeah.
Yeah, so he wind up hitting a home run, and they wind up taking it, man. I think it was Rojas. Yeah. It was Rojas. So shout out him. He had the Von Cleef necklace. You know those?
No.
Bro, I didn't know what it was either. My girlfriend was like, "Oh, he has the Von Cleef necklace." I was like, "Oh, you should get me one." She was like, "Look up how much they are."
Oh,
68. It's the Sacross things.
Yeah. Those are
68,000.
Yeah, those are expensive.
Bro.
Yeah, I seen somebody have like a wrist one, and everybody was going crazy. What the fuck is that?
Yeah, I didn't know what the fuck it was either.
It's like a wrist one. It's like $12,000.
Insane, but it was amazing. Shout out the Dodgers. You hit Blue Jays game 1, Dodgers series plus 320. Great call on that.
Yeah, good call, but after witnessing game 7, it would have been nice to see Toronto hit, but it's always a great call to have on a show when you could hit something at plus 310.
Were you rooting for the Dodgers because they were the American team?
No, to be honest, though, watching the game go, I found myself rooting for the Toronto Blue Jays. Give credit to the Dodgers, like you said, coming back and winning the World Series, being down 3 games to 2, going to Canada, winning game 6 and 7. You gotta tip your hat to them. That was just an all-time performance after an all-time game.
You'd like this. Shout out Combat Sports today. They say go Patriots, Super Bowl 7 incoming.
Hey, Louis, I'm not gonna get too hyped.
We'll talk about it, but yeah, give them a follow. They're one of the best combat sport pages that we follow on Twitter. But yeah, kid, I thought it was amazing, the World Series. I hit a lot of props. I hit Shohei to have 3 home runs in the World Series at plus 150. I hit 1 game to go into extras at plus 115. My boy Ernie Clement to lead the World Series in hits 14-1. I might get an Ernie Clement jersey. I mean, I feel bad for Vlad, really. He put the team on his back, but it was the game of inches, the play at the plate. It was millimeters that they could have won the game. And it's tough, they'll be back. They're a really good team, but man, I thought it was a really good World Series. Baseball fucking rocks, and I'm going to miss it if I'm being honest.
Yeah. And let's take it back to game 6 when they hit the gapper and the center fielder was small enough to put his hands up. He doesn't do that. Let's just say he reacts and goes straight to the ball, Bill. Blue Jays might have won in 6. So Blue Jays had 2 great opportunities, 1 centimeters away from winning the World Series. So give credit to the Dodgers. Some some people will say they got lucky. You gotta be lucky to win a world
100%.
title, and you gotta be lucky to win it back to back. So
Will
give credit.
Smith, he's a beast as well. He hit the home run in the 11th inning.
And I know some people out there are like, "Oh, the MVP should have went to him." Yamamoto, I think the MVP
He's
rightly went to him, and I think he earned it. Pitching, he had 3 wins in the series. They only won 4. He won 3 out of them. He was
2 complete games back to back. And there was a freezing cold take on Twitter. They said, I can't believe they gave this much money to a guy who's never pitched a single game in the major leagues. Yeah, he was worth every fucking penny, and I'm glad he won. Scott Reichel, friend of the show, he won a Yamamoto ticket MVP for the World Series, 8-1. So he won a couple grand. So it was nice to see. Everyone was cashing out. Shout out to a hell of a career. He's a Hall of Famer, Clayton Kershaw. He won back-to-back World Series. Mookie Betts is the most active champion in the MLB. He has 4 rings right now. That's your boy.
He's definitely my boy. You know, he won one with the Red Sox in 2018, and he was a key factor for that World Series and playoff run. So I got to say that's my boy. Mookie Betts, I understand he did have a down year, and let's just be honest, he had a bad offseason to his what we know he's capable of doing. But Mookie Betts, coming from the outfield, playing short, playing second, playing any position needed, showing up when needed the most. He did get an RBI in the game deal. Mookie Betts has to go down, modern-wise, as one of the best players in his generation. 4-time champion. He could play any position on the field. And like I said, he did have a bad postseason this year, but you can make the case he's as clutch as anybody. So he's a Gold Glover. He's a great defensive man. Outfield, infield don't matter. He's clutch. He's a 4-time champ.
Yeah, he's a 4-time champ, 8-time All-Star. He's an MVP of the league. He's a 6-time Gold Glover, 7-time Silver Slugger. He's won the batting title. He's won literally everything.
You want to hear a hot take?
What,
I could make the case. This is a hot take real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Mookie Betts is everything Mike Trout should have been.
Accolade-wise,
it's a hot take. But if you sit down and think about it, 6-time Gold Glover. Do we think when healthy is Mookie Betts a better outfielder than Mike Trout? I don't think so, dude.
Yeah. 6-time Gold Glove. I'm going to see what Mike Trout is. Hold up real quick.
I think he has like 2 or 3 early on, but he's always hurt since the last decade.
So Mike Trout, 3-time MVP. He's won MVP 3 fucking times. He's Rookie of the Year, 11-time All-Star, 9-time Silver Slugger. He's won the All-Star MVP twice, which is funny, but he has not won a Gold Glove because he's always hurt.
He never was a Gold Glove.
Never.
Bro, his first 3 years of the season, he robbed over 10 home runs.
Yeah, but he has to finish the season.
That's the thing. Maybe it's like the NBA. He has to play like 130, maybe 125 to get for the award. So Mike Trout had an amazing career. There's no doubt about it. First ballot Hall of Famer, but Mookie Betts is doing more than anybody.
Here's a hot take. Mike Trout isn't a first ballot Hall of Famer because of the accolades.
If you want to say he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer due to not being on the field as consistent as others, okay, I'll give you that. But when healthy, there's no doubt in anyone's mind. I think you would even agree. When healthy, Mike Trout is a top 5 player year in and year out.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
How often is he healthy?
That is the major question. But overall, man, I'm happy for the Dodgers. They go back to back. And don't worry. I think the Blue Jays, they're relatively young, and the pitching staff will be back, and I think they'll be back. So credit the Blue Jays. Kid, let's get into the NFL, and it's been a hell of a day. I really want to start with the game of the year. 47-42. We get there with the Chicago Bears Defense is shit, but man, they're 5-3 right now, and the defense again in the second half cost the Bengals a game. And this was a career day for Joe Flacco. Yeah. 31 for 47, 470 yards, 4 touchdowns. He did throw 2 picks, one with the pick 6, but he balled out. It was not his fault. They really weren't able to run the ball. Chase Brown led the team with 37 yards, but T. Higgins had that. I don't even know how he caught that one on the sideline.
Yeah,
Jamar Chase went over 100 yards. Colston Loveland had the game winner. He went for over 100. I mean, Kyle Montgomery or whatever, however you pronounce his name, he is a fucking beast. They just leaned on him, and when they found out that the Bengals could not stop the run, they just continued to handle the ball off, which they should. So what a comeback for the Chicago Bears. It was ugly, but never apologized for a win in the National Football League.
Yeah, definitely might go down as the game of the year. 89 combined points. Caleb Williams, he was great today. He even caught a touchdown, Dill. So
yeah,
he did a lot with his legs. I think he had over 50 rushing yards, and he also had 22 receiving yards with a tutty. So I think Caleb Williams played himself a hell of a game. Shout out Joe Flacco. At the age of 41 years old, still setting career highs. 470, 4 touchdowns. I understand he had the 2 picks. I understand he had the strip sack. But wow, T. Higgins, a monster game. 2 tutties. That 44-yarder, that was just a moss right there. Jamar Chase, another 100-yard game. Cincinnati Bengals is the first team in NFL history to lose back-to-back games while scoring 36 points or more. Whoever the defensive coordinator is, to me, today, you should resign. I don't even think you should be fired. I think you should resign. You know, back-to-back performances like that. Don't get me wrong. I did think Chicago would have won this game and should have been favored. But goddamn, I didn't expect Caleb Williams and this offense to show out like they did, though. Over 500 total yards.
Yeah.
And also, that strictly goes down to Cincinnati's defense. This defense is atrocious. It was atrocious last year. And right now at 3-6, season might be over. You know, season might be over at 3-6. So give credit to Ben Johnson. I think he called one hell of a game plan. It's just Joe Flacco and that Cincinnati Bengals team just wouldn't give up. So moving forward, it might be out of the playoff picture, but I'll tell you what, if I'm one of these teams in the AFC, the last team I want to see is Joe Flacco and the Cincinnati Bengals.
The Bengals gave up 576 total yards. I mean, they couldn't stop a nosebleed.
And that's the Bears. You know, It's not like it's the Bears.
Yeah, 100%. So 34 minutes of possession, and Colston Loveland, 58-yarder to win the game. I mean, you can't make this shit up. What a hell of a performance. Defense is shit on both sides.
Both sides. Oh, yeah. And by the way, we sweated the over Caleb Williams 241. That was a sweat, though. If Loveland doesn't score that touchdown, there's a good chance we go under.
Don't look now. Chicago tied for second in the North. 5-3. I mean, that North is up for grabs right now.
It's interesting.
Yeah, we'll get to the frauds up top, but Jesus, I mean, Detroit we'll talk about Green Bay, but man, this is a hell of a game for the Chicago Bears. Game of the year. Happy for them. And they deserved it. I mean, we were sweating the -2.5. I thought they were going to win it, but
I was sweating everything. The Bears was on in every single one of my parlays today.
Let's go to the other teams up north. JJ McCarthy. I don't want to hear anything. Going on the road and beating the #1 overall team in a lot of people's power rankings. For people who said he's played one, not you, but people have said he's played one good quarter, 2 good quarters. To go out there and do 14 for 25, 143, 2 touchdowns. He ran for a touchdown. He had the 1 pick that kind of threw it behind him a little bit, but
it was a great play by Terry Arnold.
Yes. And the offensive line is still not good. He was still running for his life. He 5 sacks, but he did enough to win. Brian Flores, he was dicing him up. The defense, I thought, was the star for Minnesota. I mean, if you would have told me Minnesota was able to hold Jahmyr Gibbs for 9 carries, 25 yards, I'd have said, no, you're crazy. Not against this defense. It was insane. And honestly, I didn't even think Jared Goff played all that bad. He didn't turn the ball over. It was the defense. The defense stopped the run, and they forced Jared Goff to beat him. And outside of Sam Laporta having a big game, I didn't really think anyone else kind of beat him. Amon-Ra St. Brown had a pretty good game. Jameson Williams had a sick touchdown on the side, keeping the balance and staying inside. I thought that was really cool. Wow. The Raiders are going for 2.
Are they going for 2?
Yeah, timeout. But yeah, big win. They ruined our teaser, but I'm so happy for my fantasy. Happy for JJ McCarthy, all the doubters. Are we ready to issue an apology or not yet?
Not for 143 yards, 14 completions.
He won the game, but because like you said you really gonna bet him what he's your number 1 overall team. That's what you said.
Yep. And you gotta give him credit though. He pulled off that game. He played well. You know, did he play great? Did he play good enough to change my opinion over him? No. But he did beat the number 1 team in our power rankings in the Detroit Lions. He did outplay Jared Goff, even though, you know, the numbers, you know, Jared Goff did play better, but J.J. McCarthy was able to make more plays with his legs. He was able to make big-time throws, even to clinch the game, that back shoulder throw to Naylor. That was a great throw by J.J. McCarthy, so give credit to them. The defense was really – Brian Flores deserves a lot of credit today. Jared Goff was just under duress all day. They just kept sending blitz after blitz after blitz. You see it, 5 sacks from that Minnesota defense. Couldn't get the running game going, like you said. 65 total. Gibbs only had 25. Give credit to Minnesota. That was an impressive win. I did not see that coming. J.J. McCarthy, impressive win. Still not sold on you. Yeah, he did throw an interception. Give credit to Terry Arnold. He did take 5 sacks. 14 for 25, 143. Ain't going to win you a lot of games, but it won you this game. So give credit to JJ.
Jacksonville won. The pass got deflected.
Let's go!
We don't cover, though. We don't cover the 2.5.
I know we ain't covered, though.
That's
but
terrible.
The Patriots.
They didn't cover either. That's
I know,
bullshit.
But the Patriots hit. The Bears hit. Jacksonville hit. The Niners hit.
Trash. Let's go to the Packers. I mean, I wanted to talk about them. I was going to lead with them, but then they had the game of the year, so I had to lead with the Bears.
Of course.
You texted me last week and said they might be frauds, and I was like, maybe not just yet. They did pull off the win. I was like, I'll give them credit. They were 5-1-1. This was disgusting. Game. Jordan Love, he's back on my shit list. He's back. You talk about J.J. McCarthy. Who would I have to run my organization now, J.J. McCarthy or Jordan Love? J.J. And
come on.
And it's not even close.
I Jordan had a Love hot take. Let's not make 2 on this.
No. Jordan Love still throws off his back foot. Who has better mechanics? J.J. McCarthy. Jordan Love is terrible. For him to do this at home against – look, I like the Panthers. I think they're a scrappy team. But they're not a whirlwind. They're not even a top 15 defense. For him to have this bad of a performance, awful. The defense didn't show up either. They let Rico Dwaddle rush for over 130 yards. That's despicable. Bryce Young threw for only 102 yards and you lost. Shout out the Meow Mix podcast. They're coming back after this win. But outside of that, man, I'm out on the Packers for the foreseeable future. Until they show me that they are a consistent and serious football team, I'm out on them. I think they're fraudulent.
I said it last week, through a text. They didn't look good in the first half last week. On the show just the other day, I told you, Dill, I would take the plus 13.5, 14.5 with the Panthers. They couldn't cover against the Cardinals. They couldn't cover against Cincinnati Bengals when Joe Flacco got there 5 days prior. like you said, the Panthers are a pesky team. They're a middle of a pack team. I think Bryce Young coming back from injury didn't play great, but he didn't play bad. I understand he threw the interception, but only one sack. I think they're like you said, Rico Dotto. I understand though. We didn't expect
he
him
might be the RB1 moving forward.
No, he is. He is the RB1. He was named the starter. 2 tutties, 25 carries, 130 yards. Green Bay had no answer. They did pretty well against the passing attack, but realistically, though, they couldn't stop the run. I don't know what was up with Green Bay's offense. They couldn't punch it in. Every time they got in the red zone, they were able to move the ball over 100 yards on the ground. Jordan Love was 273 over they just couldn't find the end zone till late. So Romeo Dobbs played pretty well. I think Christian Watson being back, I think that's an upgrade for the offense still, but it's a little concerning. Some of these wins haven't been that impressive against some of these bad teams. And now you got a home loss to the Carolina Panthers. You lost to the Cleveland Browns as well. So it's a lot of question marks with this Packers team. Don't get me wrong. Do I still think they're, contenders for the NFC North? Absolutely. Do I think they have a shot to represent in the NFC for the Super Bowl? Maybe that's a little out the realm. I still give them a shot for the division, though. But other than that, man, it's hard to take this Packers team serious at this moment.
Yeah, I just think the defense is not there for them, and for them to put up a performance like this at home. I mean, when you said it when we were handicapping the game, it doesn't feel good. We said they played down to their competition. They shouldn't have been laying double digits. They shouldn't have been laying double digits against no one. No one.
The number I would have considered laying is probably like 6.5, 7.5. Double digits. Take the points.
That's
against anybody. We saw it time and again. Chicago, Cleveland, Arizona, Cincinnati, and now the Carolina Panthers.
Panthers are second place
overall as a double-digit favorite. That's not good.
Panthers are in second place at 5-4.
One loss at home. You don't want to see them in Carolina.
Shout out to Chargers. Big win for them on the road. Unfortunately, Joel, he re-sprained that ankle again, so he'll probably be out a few weeks as well. They're already out Rashad Slater for the rest of the year. You saw the offense drop and the offensive line drop when he went out of the game. Justin Herbert, he threw the early pick 6 in the beginning. Outside of that, he kind of smoothed into the game a little bit, 250 yards. They had a nice game as a team running the ball as well. They love that tight end. Gasson, the second, he's so good too. And yeah, Cam Ward, they stink. I mean, they're just an all-around bad vibes team right now. So we're done betting them. We could have just laid the points, honestly, but
it was 8.5.
Oh, it was 8.5. Okay, yeah. So
they covered.
Yeah.
Not for none. I think Tennessee Titans played a hell of a game today. They were up for the first half of this game. I think Cam Ward played all right. He just couldn't make enough throws to beat this good Chargers team. I think they bounced back pretty good after the pick 6 early on. Justin Herbert led the team in rushing with 57 once again. Like you said, the tight end, the rookie Gaddison, the second, he's pretty good. I like my McConkey. It was nice to see Quentin Johnson get involved in the offense again. If this core can stay healthy and the running game is consistent, I don't know if Amarion Hampton is coming back sooner than later. We saw Vidal had a couple good games. Today was kind of a no-show. Not an impressive win by the Chargers, but a solid win from the Chargers. So I know John Harbaugh on that team, they'll take it. 6-3, looking up against the Broncos in the AFC West. So it's going to be interesting, but I do like this Chargers team. They did bounce back, but it's the Tennessee Titans, though. Like you said, they stink.
New England Patriots 24, the Atlanta Falcons 23. What happened? Because they were covering the whole game, and outside of not being able to stop Drake London, I thought you guys played well.
That's what happened, Dale. Drake London happened. We couldn't cover him. He was consistently wide open. He's making a one-hand catch over here, one-hand catch over here. He's over here mossing our DBs 40 yards down the field, Dill. We couldn't do nothing with
He's
him.
legit.
Yeah, Drake London is legit. Give credit. I think Drake London single-handedly made the Falcons cover and put them in contention to win this game. John Robinson Jr. was held in content. 71 total rushing yards. I think that's the most rushing yards allowed by the Patriots this season at that. I think Michael Penix Jr., he played pretty well, not for nothing. But most of it was Drake May doing amazing things. 9 catches, 118, 3 touchdowns. Like I said, that big 40-yarder. Besides Drake London, though, Michael Penix Jr. only threw for 103 yards. Take away Drake London. John Robinson was the leading receiver with 50 yards. To me, we executed our defensive game plan. Our offense just stuttered a little bit in the second half. So give credit to Atlanta's defense. They got that strip fumble on Drake May on that sack. That was a good sack.
They sacked him like 5-6 times.
Yeah, he also threw a bad interception as well. So give Atlanta's defense credit for making things interesting. And I think Drake May just had a hell of a game. Take Drake May out of the equation, I think we win by a landslide. So I think it was a great win by the Patriots just because, Dill, what I said a couple of weeks ago, we don't really have a consistent number one option. Look who killed them today, Demario Douglas. 4 catches, 100 yards, 1 touchdown. Sprinkle Hunter Henry, Stephon Diggs, Trevion Henderson. Our number one running back was not able to go today. We still was able to rush the ball for 100 yards. So the fact that we don't have that consistent number one option and there's a different guy every other week, I like that. So we scored 24 points on a good defense. We was able to hold Atlanta off. Great win by the New England Patriots. 7-2. Tied for first place in the AFC, New England Patriots.
Parker Romo feels like the absolute worst, though. I mean, for him to miss the extra point.
It happens. And let's not forget, early on this season, Atlanta let go
Coup.
Because of missing extra points and whatnot, costing them a game early on. So it looks like they're still struggling at the kicker spot.
Did you see Cardi B in the box with Robert Kraft?
Come on now, she supported her man. And what her man do? What her man do? 3 catches, 38 yards with a tutty. That tutty.
She was doing his celebration.
Dill. He was shifty, though. I like what I'm seeing for Stephon Diggs. I understand he's not having a true number one breakout season, but I think he elevated Drake May's play. And that's what I wanted when we signed this deal is he going to be able to elevate Drake May's play like he did Josh Allen a couple years ago? And so far, Dill, he did.
She was doing his celebration move in the box.
Yeah, so I think Stephon Diggs has been an amazing addition to this team, and he also been a great leader and vocal leader in the locker room as well. So true vet, shout out Stephon Diggs. And like I said in the all season, I think he understands he might not be what he once was, but if he's able to elevate Drake May's play, he's everything I need.
Yeah, we get there with the prop of the week with Bijan Robinson over 37.5 receiving yards. It was sweaty, but we do.
Yeah. Both our props are sweaty because I didn't get it to the final pass with Caleb.
Yeah, but we get there. Both of us, we both get there with the prop of the week. Shout out Props.Cash helping us out. Code DREAM25, 25% off. Kid, I should have locked up. Man, I thought I was good. My lock is still in play. It's the Seahawks -3, but looking back, this was the easiest play on the board, and I thought I saw it perfectly. San Francisco -2.5 against the Giants, 34-24. We get there with Christian McCaffrey over 76.5 rushing yards. Take rushing yards over the Giants. They can't stop the run right now. And I didn't think Jackson Dart played all that bad. 24 for 33, 191 yards, 2 touchdowns. They just don't have the guy. You know, Tyron Tracy, I know he rushed for over 1,000, but Cam Scatterboo was he was the aura of this team. And obviously without Neighbors, they just don't have that one guy to consistently put up points. And I thought they kind of stuttered late in the first half, and they couldn't stop Christian McCaffrey. What did I say? If you cannot stop Christian McCaffrey, you are not going to win this game. He led him in rushing. He led him in receiving. This guy is amazing. And shout out Mac Jones. He didn't turn the ball over. He threw for over. There was one point he was 14 for 14.
Yeah.
He finished 19 for 24, over 230 yards, only sacked twice. That's another win for Mac Jones.
Still, Mac Jones does it again. 19 for 24, 235, 2 tutties, only 2 sacks. Christian McCaffrey led the team in rushing, 106. Led the team in receiving yards with 67 and scored tutty both ways. So give credit to the San Francisco 49ers. Dealing with all the injuries, they have been scoring 34 points on the road against, let's just say, an above-average defense against the Giants. To me, that's pretty impressive. Give Kyle Shanahan credit with all the injuries they're dealing with, still showing up on the road, scoring 30-plus points. To me, that's masterclass. And like you said earlier, I think Jackson Dart played well. I think he played pretty good. Let's not forget, people. I think it's 4th or 5th start in the NFL. Led his team in rushing. 2 tutties, only 2 sacks. And like you said, I like Darius Slayton. I like Waldell Robinson. I like the tight end Theo Johnson. But none of those guys is him. Malik Neighbors is him. And I also did like Scatterable. I think he was a great pickup. But we saw that firepower he brought in as soon as he was able to play. So I think the Giants, definitely the season's over right now at 2-7. Yeah. But if I'm a Giants fan, if I'm in the front office, I'm confident in saying I think we got our quarterback. I think Jackson Dart.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I came around on him. He's better than what I anticipated. If I'm the Giants, I was like, all right, at least we got our quarterback. We got our number 1 receiver, Malik Neighbors. Malik Neighbors is a top 5 wide receiver when healthy. I think they got their running back in Cam Scatterable. If he's able to come back from that foot injury, now can you toughen up the offensive line? Could you probably bring in another wide receiver to complement Malik Neighbors? Because let's not forget, Dill, that defensive front is loaded. I understand they're not as productive because they are a bad team, but Dill, you and I know that front 7, line them up against anybody. That's one of the best front 7s in all of football. So I think the Giants has a good foundation. They need to add more pieces around Jackson Dart.
Yeah, they do move to 6-3. We'll see what happens on Sunday Night Football, but there's a chance 3 teams have 6 wins in that division. I mean, that might be the best division, and who knows? This might be Mac Jones' team for the rest of the year. Kyle Shanahan came out after the game and said Brock Purdy is unlikely to be 100% this year. So they need Mac Jones to be healthy, and I think they got another bad break on this defense. Standout rookie from Georgia, Mikael Williams, they think he tore his ACL as well. So he goes, there's only so much they could withstand on defense. You know what I mean?
And it's tough because we've seen it multiple years now. 49ers always deal with the injury bug. We saw George Kittle come back. Hopefully Brock Purdy could come back eventually. Pearsall, Brandon Ayuk. Because if this offense could get fully healthy, I understand the defense is riddled with injury, but we've seen the defense could play well enough. Robert Saleh will have the boys going.
Yeah.
If the offense could come back fully healthy before the playoff, let's say Brandon Ayuk has a couple games under his legs, Jennings is there, Pearson is there, Kittle is there, CMC, who is balling, hey, I give 49ers a shot.
Yeah. Bob Salah's not coming back to MetLife and losing. That I knew that was coming. I think another surprise of the week, the best game they've played, especially their defense at home, the Steel Curtain, the Pittsburgh Steelers, 27-20. Daniel Jones did not look good today. This was probably his worst game of the year. 31 for 50. When you're dropping back 50 times, I know they were behind the 8 ball and they were kind of forced to throw. Jonathan Taylor didn't have a good game, but got sacked 5 times, threw 3 interceptions. Aaron Rodgers really didn't do all that well, and they really didn't run the ball well, but they did enough to win the game. I think that second quarter really put a stamp on on Indianapolis's defense. And this is a huge win for Pittsburgh because we were talking about when it comes down to later in the year, them going up against the Ravens for the division, we thought they were going to lose this game. They come back and they win the game. This is a big win, especially for the defense.
Yeah, I think this is a huge win for the Pittsburgh Steelers and also a momentum builder. You know why? Because what's been our question all season long about this Pittsburgh Steelers team is shockingly not about their offense, it's their defense. Their defense finally showed up. 3 interceptions, 5 sacks. That's the Pittsburgh Steelers defense we all remember. That's the Pittsburgh Steelers defense we all imagined they could be. If that defense shows up week in and week out, I'll be the first one to tell you Pittsburgh is going to make some noise come playoff time. Because offensively, Aaron Rodgers is just keep on keeping on. He's been averaging over 200 yards. He's going to score a tutty. I understand the running game has been a little inconsistent throughout the season, but they still got DK Metcalf. I like Calvin Austin III. They still got your boy Fire Move, Jonnu Smith, Kenneth Gainwell as well. So if that defense can start bringing it on, start putting these games together, I think Pittsburgh could make things interesting. Now for the Colts. Not going to overreact over one loss. I still think the Colts are for real. They're still tied for the number 1 seed in the AFC.
With you.
With the New England Patriots. At the end of the day, a game like this was due. At the end of the day, it's Daniel Jones. This ain't Tom Brady. This ain't Peyton Manning. It's Daniel Jones. I'll be damned if he's going to go out there and ball for 15, 16 games this year. He was due for a bad game, and those happen. Daniel Jones is human. So I think they'll be just fine. I just feel like Pittsburgh caught them slipping. And not for that, Pittsburgh needed this win. They lost back-to-back games, Cincinnati, then at home against the Green Bay Packers after being up double digits. So great win for Mike Tomlin and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Under 7.5 is still live for the Colts. It's still
you
live.
You a damn fool if you still have that ticket.
Oh, our dog of the day gets home, and they're the best fourth quarter team in the league. Denver Broncos come back, 11 unanswered points. It was an ugly game filled with field goals, but man, if they're down 10, 11 points, I'm gonna live bet the Denver Broncos in the fourth quarter, and this is against a really good defense. Unfortunately, C.J. Stroud went out with that concussion, but David Mills played good. I didn't think David Mills played all that bad. They really weren't able to run the ball, I think, both teams, but R.J. Harvey had a really good game. Cortland Sutton had a nice touchdown as well, but it was a score of it was a defensive performance. You had Fireman 5 for 6. He was automatic. Will Lutz, he had that one blocked, but outside of that, it was great. I thought Sean Payton called a really good game. They didn't overreact, and their defense got to stop when they needed to in the fourth quarter. 7-2. Watch out for the Denver Broncos.
Denver Broncos, we both get there with the dog of the day. And my main reason why I went with the Denver Broncos is that offense for the Texans has been inconsistent all year. The running game, the offensive line. I do like Nico Collins in the wide receiver core, but have they been consistent throughout the year? No. Has C.J. Stroud been consistent? No. So give credit. I think, like you said, I think Mills did come in and throw the ball pretty damn well. Not for none. I think he played a hell of a game coming in, after the injury. With the Broncos, give credit. They did win the game. They did show up 11 unanswered in the fourth quarter. But if I'm a Broncos fan, I understand they're sitting 7-2, tied with my Patriots for first place. Oh, I love saying that. I'm starting to get a little worried. Is why are offense taking 3 quarters to show up? Come playoff time, that's not going to work. That's not going to get you over the hump. That could work for now, versus the Giants. Versus the Houston Texans. That's not going to work against the Chargers. That's not going to work against the Chiefs that's in your division. That's not going to work against the Ravens, the Steelers, the Patriots. Shit, probably won't even work against the Colts. So if I'm the Denver Broncos fan, I'm feeling good about myself. But Why is it taking 3 quarters for our offense to get clicking? I think Sean Payton needs to nip that in the bud sooner than later. Like I said, for now it's cool, but I need that offense to wake up to start the game, not to end the game. Yeah, it does matter how you finish, but to me, Broncos shouldn't be down double digits against these, let's just say, mediocre teams.
Yeah, that's fair. Another team, I like them, and we have a ticket for Liam Cohen to win Coach of the Year, or at least I do. I'm kind of off of both of them. Well, they're done, the Raiders. They're not doing anything, but 5-3 for the Jaguars. They do sneak out the win in overtime, but shout out Brock Bowers. He won me fantasy, 43 points. Welcome back after missing a month. 12 catches, 127 yards, 3 touchdowns. They could not stop him. And I'm out on Trevor Lawrence too. I think the sample size is there. He's just an average quarterback. Let's call it what it is. The sample size is there, and I'll say this: he's smart. He got paid. He got him while they were still on the fence about him, but he just ain't it, bro. He just really is, and I'm off them. They should have covered 2.5 points against this Raider team. For them to allow Geno Smith to throw 284 yards and 4 touchdowns when he led the league in interceptions, I'm off this defense too. They're lucky they won.
Yeah, Trevion Walker was thrown out the game for throwing a punch. The defense, I'm gonna be honest, the fact that I think you hit it right on the head, though. The fact that Geno Smith threw for 4 touchdowns, over 280 passing yards, I'm just shocked by that. First of all,
he outplayed Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah. The fact that Geno Smith and the Raiders was able to march down the field with 3 minutes left to put themselves in position to win this game, to me, that's something else. They have a great kickoff return, but still, I'm not going to agree with you, but you're not wrong for your statement about Trevor Lawrence. Like you said, it's been enough sample size. He's clearly not a top 10 quarterback. Is he above average? Yes.
No. I don't even think he's a top 15
top
quarterback.
16 quarterback?
No, I don't even think. No, I think he's like 17, 18. I can name you 15 better quarterbacks.
Top 20.
I can name you 15 better quarterbacks.
Go.
Joe Burrow.
I'm gonna do you like you do me. He's hurt.
Okay, Joe Flacco's playing better than him. Jared Goff, Justin Herbert, Drake May, Mac Jones is better than him right now. Jackson Dart is better than him. Jaden Daniels. Who?
I'll give you Jaden Daniels. I won't go Jackson Dart yet.
Daniel Jones, Aaron Rodgers, Bo Nix, Matthew Stafford, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Sam Darnold, Lamar Jackson, Dak Prescott. I just named you 17.
That's 14.
14. Kyler Murray.
Nah.
Kyler Murray's better than him. And Geno Smith is better than him.
Kyler Murray over Trevor Lawrence?
Absolutely.
I wouldn't go that far.
Absolutely. And there's Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
He's on a bye. Baker Mayfield. Who's the Eagle? Jalen Hurts.
You're right. Damn, Trevor Lawrence might not even be a top 20 quarterback.
He has regressed. He committed robbery against this franchise, taking all their money.
He finessed them. I'm not going to say he committed robbery because Tua got the same contract.
They're both terrible. They're both bad. I'm not even trying to be mean, but Elvis, we've watched football our whole life. Come on. I know we're on a pod. We're trying to be funny, but bro, he's not good at quarterback.
Is he living up to number 1 pick? No. Is he living up to 55? I think $50+ million contract? No. The one playoff game he was in, he blew a double digit. I think it was a 20-point lead. It's hard to disagree with your statement.
I'm just glad you're coming around.
Yeah, it's hard to disagree with your statement. I still got faith in him, But I have to agree with you. He's not a top 20 quarterback right now.
When is the cutoff, though, for you? Because I know you like to give quarterbacks, especially the ones coming in, that you've seen signs where you're like, okay, he could be good. When's the cutoff for him? Because I think the sample size is there.
The sample size is there. I want to see him 2 years in a row with the same offensive coordinator. He's yet to have that.
That's fair.
Can we give him 2 years with the same offensive coordinator? Because Jalen Hurts got Kellen Moore, and look what he was able to do.
Yeah.
Drake May got Josh McDaniels. Look how Drake May looks.
But that was the thing coming into the season. They get Liam Cohen, and look what he did to Baker. We're sitting here saying, oh, okay, maybe he could elevate Trevor Lawrence. He hasn't done that.
He can. All right. I know we're a little too long on this subject, but let's move along after this. Has Trevor Lawrence improved from last season?
No.
I got to compare his numbers. To me, they're 5-3, and I think he has been playing better. I think last year he had the turnover bug a little bit, and he was also dealing with the injury. This year he's taking care of the ball a little more. Don't get me wrong. Is he still overthrowing and underthrowing some balls? Absolutely.
I'll give you that. He's not turning the ball over as much. I'll give him that. Okay, that's fair. Rams, they blow out New Orleans Saints. I mean, Tyler Shuck, I didn't think he played all that bad for a first start on the road against a really good Rams team. I didn't think he played all that bad. The one interception was late in the game, but Matthew Stafford is a future Hall of Famer. 24 for 32, 281, 4 touchdowns. Welcome back, Puka Nacua. He led the team in receiving yards, 7 catches, 95 yards. Devontae Adams had 2 touchdowns as well. Kieran Williams went for over 100. They're not a serious organization right now, and they're going to be sellers at the deadline come Tuesday. So big win for the Rams to stay in first place.
Yeah, if I'm a team out there that's if I'm the Buffalo Bills, I'm trading what I need to get Chris Olave. If
they get rid of him though, I don't know if they do. I think that's the one guy that's kind of.
I think the Saints need to ask themselves. With Chris Olave, remember, he's due for a contract, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is it their best, in their best interest to give Chris Olave, to make him one of the highest paid wide receivers in the NFL without a quarterback? If next season you're going to get your guy, I'm going to keep Chris Olave, give him that big deal, and I want him to build with my young rookie quarterback. If that's the game plan, okay, I'm going to keep Chris Olave. But clearly, even though it's one game, I don't think Tyler South is that guy. They're on line to get a top quarterback next year, Dill, but why not rebuild? You're gonna have to pay the man $30+ million. Yeah. Minimum 28. I'll take the draft pick.
I think the Chiefs have to go down on your power rankings, kid. I thought they were always a little too high. I know you're high on them. I had them at 6. I even think they got to go down a few. I still think they're a top 10 team, but 5-1 now for Allen versus Mahomes in the regular season. The stat or the record is different when it comes to postseason, but he has his number. He has his number in the regular season, and I thought he outplayed him as well.
Yeah.
I mean, he ran the ball when he needed to. He took care of the ball. He only incompleted 3 passes against this defense, against Steve Spagnuolo's defense. And what did I say? If you want to beat the Chiefs, you need to be able to run the ball. After their bye, they have looked like a much different team. 2 in a row now, and this was a huge win. And I thought that doink in the fourth quarter, I was like, uh-oh, here come like that. That's just what the Chiefs are going to do. They're going to get a stop, and then they're going to drive and do something magical, but they didn't. The defense actually stepped up. Bosa had himself a hell of a day. The whole defense, I thought. Yeah. Dalton Kincaid had himself over 100 yards and a touchdown. And the defense, I thought that was the story. Shutting down Kareem Hunt, really not being able to run the ball. And they kept Patrick Mahomes in check. 250 yards and an interception.
I think this was an impressive win for the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen was damn near perfect. 23 for 26, 273, 1 tutty through the air, 2 tutties on the ground. I understand they're kind of a tush push, but still he was able to get the ball across the end zone. James Cook had himself a hell of a day, 114 on the ground. And what did I tell you? The reason why I took Kansas City is I thought they're going to be able to utilize and and pack the box and force Josh Allen to throw the ball outside. And I think they did that a little bit, but Dalton Kincaid hurt him where it hurt still. Over 100 yards on the ground. He just consistently was getting open. And then, Shakur had a lot of big plays, a couple first downs. Dawson Knox got involved. It was good to see Elijah Moore. Don't get me wrong, impressive win, but I still need to see a little more from the outside. I think Dalton Kincaid has been having a tremendous season. But like I said earlier, if I'm the Buffalo Bills, I'm trying to get Chris Olave. I'm trying to get me a true number one wide receiver that could possibly lead me, not just to win the AFC, but to possibly win the Super Bowl deal. So I think the Bills are a true number one wide receiver away from being that. But great win from the Bills today. And for the Chiefs, though, I just feel like that defense for Buffalo showed up and showed out. They constantly got pressure on Patty Mahomes. Ended up taking 3 sacks. We saw Patty Mahomes is completion percentage under 50 today, Dill. 15 for 34. We don't see that too often, so we know he was uncomfortable back there. So give Buffalo credit, like you said. Buffalo, Bosa had himself an amazing day. Buffalo 6-2, and another win against the Chiefs at Orchard Park.
Yeah, so overall, really successful day here. The lock, we're still live for Seattle -3. We get there with the dog of the week with the Broncos. We get there -2.5 for the 49ers. Christian McCaffrey goes over. Bijan prop of the week goes over. Teaser doesn't hit because, hey, honestly, it's poetic that the teaser didn't hit because who am I to bet on my Vikings? They come out there and they shock the world. Bears, they get the win -2.5. The only people that really fucked me, I thought Jacksonville -2.5, terrible.
Yeah, bad beat.
And the New England Patriots not covering.
Mm-hmm.
I'll live with Kansas City not winning. Buffalo is a really good team, so I don't mind that. But the ones that really stung, Patriots were covering literally 90% of the game, and like I said, we've already talked about the Jacksonville, how bad I think they are. So those were the only two I really lost, kids. So overall, a really good day.
Yeah, me, the same thing. Couldn't get there with the teaser. Detroit fucked us both. I got there with the player prop. Shout out Caleb, over 241.5 passing yards. We couldn't get there with the lock with the Patriots, but we got the win, so that's a good thing. Got there with Broncos, dog of the week, and then the lock, the Patriots couldn't get there, but we got there with San Francisco. And Jacksonville killed us, and then Kansas City. So we kind of had a similar week, though, so far. Hopefully tonight, you get there with your lock with the Seattle. And
are you on them as well?
Yeah, I got Seattle -3.
Nice. All right, yeah, so we're both on Seattle, so we need them to win. By the way, college, amazing slate, I thought, over the weekend. If Julian Sayin of The Ohio State University is not on the Heisman ballot, it's rigged. I mean, what this freshman is doing, kid, 20 for 23, over 316 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Jeremiah Smith is the best receiver in the country. 6 catches, 123 yards, 2 touchdowns. Cardell Tate went for 5 catches, 124 yards. They blew out Penn State. Julian Sayin, as a freshman, is not getting noticed, and I'm getting offended on his behalf, if I'm being honest. So just wanted to put that out there. But Indiana, they blew out Maryland. Get there with the Gators. They should have won. But, whew, did you see the guy kneel instead of
No, I'm going to be honest. I was watching the World Series, though. I was watching Vandy. That was a sweaty +3. I'm going to be honest. Vandy should have never even covered.
They should have never covered.
Shout out with the backdoor cover for Vandy. So we did hit there with the +3.5.
Yeah.
But that was a luck.
That was terrible.
That was pure luck, I'll be honest. Shout out, not for nothing. Don't want to say they're back, but Archie Manning these past couple of weeks, though, he's been looking good. Let's just be honest. He's been playing. These last 3 weeks has been much better than his first 3 weeks.
You know who's not back? Carson Beck in Miami. Told you we get there with SMU +6, +7, whatever you're able to get. They win outright at home, 26-20. Carson Beck is a bum. Tennessee, tough loss. I thought Oklahoma actually played really, really good. That was a big win for the Sooners on the road. The kicker had himself a hell of a day. I think he hit 3 or 4 over 50 yards. These kickers are insane. I never thought when we were younger, we didn't have kickers doing this. And shout out Little. We forgot to mention because the Jacksonville is so bad. He set the record, 68 fucking yards. That was crazy. Other than that, like we said, Utah was going to blow out Cincinnati. For a team like Cincinnati to go up to elevation and play Utah, they got blown the fuck out. Big win for West Virginia. The Mountaineers, they go on the road and beat Houston 45-35. Dylan Raiola, your boy from Nebraska, he is out for the year. He broke his fibula in the loss at home against USC 21-17. Tough luck for the kid.
Yeah, it sucks. The future is bright, One day I think he still has one more year of eligibility, so not sure if he's honestly I'm not too sure, but tough blow. Shout out Matt Rule. I came around on Matt Rule, but
he got an extension for Nebraska.
So shout out Matt Rule, but hey, I think the future is bright for him. I think the injury sucks. I say come back one more year to Nebraska.
Yeah, develop, learn, play more football. It never hurts you playing more football. Why do you think? This is my personal opinion. Why do you think Drake May is so good right now? Because he played a lot of football. Exactly. They played a lot of football. And then when they get into the NFL, they are already developed. So I agree. I think you play more football, you wind up being better at the next level. So overall, really good weekend, kid. Before we get to our plays for Monday night, a quick word from our sponsor. We're brought to you each and every episode by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. There's no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and a light 4.5 ABV. Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebration, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavor tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks with just a kick, just like how we like our lives. Whether it's Huckleberry playing around a golf with the boys or an elderberry watching Monday Night Football, it doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with that Artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. Our belief here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. By the way, kid, we had daylight savings. Did the time fuck you up today?
Not really. I just stood up, so it was nice because it was like
we gained an extra hour of sleep.
Yeah, it was like I woke up like at 5:40. Usually I wake up like 4 something. So
yeah,
I was like, yeah, needed that hour.
Yeah, needed that hour. Exactly. So yeah, it didn't really mess me up either. But let's get into it. Monday Night Football. We will go down to AT&T at Jerry's World. The Dallas Cowboys are hosting the Arizona Cardinals. Cowboys laying 3 at home, -172 on the money line, +144 for the Cardinals. Total is 53.5. Cardinals coming off their bye. Cowboys looking ahead towards their bye. It was announced Kyler Murray is out. Jacoby Brissett will get the start for the Cardinals. And honestly, when I was handicapping this game, I handicap all the games prior to our episode on Friday. On Thursday, I thought there was a chance because he was like kind of practicing. He was like limited, so I thought he was actually going to at least make an effort to try to play. Fun little fact though, while I was digging up and because I was handicapping Kyler Murray, he has never lost at AT&T Stadium in his life.
Yeah, not even in high school.
I was like, yo, that is crazy. Mm-hmm. But regardless, I do think Jacoby Brissett and the Cardinals will be able to move the ball on the Cowboys defense, who I don't think is a good defense. And this is where the Cardinals are good. In a dome with no pass rush. Jacoby Brissett sit back there. I think they could pick him apart. I don't think they could guard Trey McBride either. So I got it a little early, the 3.5. I still like it. Coming off their bye, I think they're going to be fully rested. Give me the Cardinals +3.
Yeah, though. To be honest, who are the Cowboys to lay 3? I understand Jacoby Brissett. backup being in. I understand the Cardinals lost 5 straight games after starting 2-0. I understand that. But who the hell are the Cowboys to be laying 3.5 at home? That's one of the worst passing defenses in all of football. And what has Jacoby Brissett been able to do since taking over the starting spot? He's able to move the ball. He's able to throw the ball around. So wouldn't be surprised if the Cardinals make things interesting. I'm with you. Wouldn't be surprised to keep the game nip and tuck. I'll take the plus 3.5 with the Arizona Cardinals. Don't get me wrong. Cowboys should win this game. But we saw Arizona Cardinals make things interesting against the Green Bay Packers. We saw the Arizona Cardinals in Indianapolis making things interesting as well. So wouldn't be surprised if they're hovering around, even have a lead a couple of times during this game. I'll take the Arizona Cardinals plus.
I think they're live. Honestly, I really do think they're live. I think they could win this game as well. So, what do you think on the total? I think it's right. I think we could see a high score, and I think Dallas will be able to move, and I also think Jacoby Brissett and the Cardinals will too.
I agree with it, but I do lean the under, Dill. Don't get me wrong. I think the Cowboys' offense and Dak Prescott is going to bounce back. I think Dak had his worst game of the season last week. So I do expect the Cowboys' offense to bounce back a little bit. And like I said, Jacoby Brissett has been able to move the ball. It's just, I honestly think 53.5. The number is right, but I think it's just a high number for Monday Night Football against two mediocre teams, but the defenses are bad. So I kind of lean the under, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's like a 30-24 game, to be honest, and that's over.
Yeah, and that's over, exactly. So both leaning over, both leaning, taking the points here with the – no, I'm leaning. I am taking the points here with the Cardinals. I do think they'll be live here coming off their bye. Let's get to props, and our props segment is brought to you by Props.Cash, the best way to research your player props. Elvis and I have been using Props.Cash for 2 years now, and it's helped us find an edge in several player prop markets on the web or in the app. Props.Cash, you'll get quick visual data on player trends, matchup history, and recent performance across every major sport. Clean, reliable stats that make it easier to spot value. Plans start at just $19.99 a month, and right now you can get 25% off your first month with code DREAM25. That is DREAM25. So download the app, not now, but right now. Sign up with the monthly subscription. Use code DREAM25, and you'll be paying just $14.99 your first month. Level up your prop research today at Props.Cash. And Elvis, we've been cashing with these props lately.
Yeah.
Honestly, we started the season a little slow, but we got the wheels turning now, and I think we're in a nice groove. You hit your Caleb prop. I hit 2 of my 3 props that I gave out at the CMC one. I hit the Bijan Robinson. We didn't get there with Patrick Mahomes rushing yards. He just did not want to run at all. But outside of that, 2 for 3. Let's look to continue, kid. What do you like here for Monday night?
For Monday Night Football, I hit this prop a couple weeks ago. I'm going to go back to the well. Give me George Pickens over 61.5 receiving yards on minus 115. Dill. He went over this mark, I think 6 out of the last 7 weeks. I think he went over this mark 3 or 4 straight games. Give me George Pickens over 61.5. I understand CeeDee Lamb back, but George Pickens has been a consistent target for Dak Prescott. We know Dak Prescott is going to throw the hell out of the ball. And George Pickens averages around 6 to 8 targets a game. So wouldn't be surprised if he's around his season average, which I think is around 80 yards. So give me over 61.5 for George Pickens. Wouldn't be surprised if he finds the end zone as well.
Yeah, he's hit this in 6 of his last 7, and the one that he went under, the New York Jets, baby, 57. But yeah, you're right. He's averaging 77.5 receiving yards on the year. So that's good. You know what? I think it's a solid one because Cardinals, they rank 17th against the wide receiver this season. So I do think that's a good play as well. For me, my prop of the week, I'm going to go Jacoby Brissett over 15.5 rushing yards. The number is just too low. He's gone over this number in the 2 starts that he's made with 19 and 26 yards. Cowboys stink against mobile quarterbacks, 31st in the league versus quarterbacks. Jacoby Brissett is going to run over 15.5 yards. I think the number is just extremely low. Another one that really caught my eye on the Dallas side, Jake Ferguson, over 4.5 receptions at -134. Cardinals are 28th in the league in guarding tight ends. And I just think this is a really good bounce back spot for him. He had 0 catches last week against Denver. Really good defense. But outside of that, he has gone over this number in 3 of his last 5 games. He's averaging around 5 catches per game. So love this spot. I think it's a really good bounce back spot. So Jake Ferguson over 4.5 receptions. It's at -134. What do you think about those?
I like that deal because not for nothing, Dak Prescott loves himself Jake Ferguson. Let's not forget, for the first five weeks of the season, Jake Ferguson, you can make a case he was their number 1 option.
Yeah.
Remember that one day he had, I think, 12 receptions. So I think Jake Ferguson any week is a viable option with Dak Prescott.
All right, kid. Well, good luck. Let's end week 9 with a bang. Let's go to the NBA. We have 9 games on the slate. Kid, by the way, Pelicans 0-6.
Yeah.
They might be the worst team in the league.
Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, they're the worst team in the league. I'm done. And meanwhile, the Thunder, they're 7-0. They're just picking up right where they fucking left off. They're the best team in the league. But just please don't bet on the Pelicans. They're trash.
Oh, yeah. I think I bet on them the first day of the season. Haven't betted them since. Few games on Monday.
Brooklyn Nets are at home. You're going to go watch them?
Nah, I'm not going to watch it. I might watch the game, but, it's Monday Night Football on, so probably watch the next game just for a tad. Do I like the plus 8.5 points? I don't know. We play tonight against the 76ers. Now on the back-to-back tomorrow, even though we're at home. I don't know. I think it's a tough spot against Minnesota. Milwaukee Bucks taking on the Indiana Pacers. I'll lay the 5.5 with the Milwaukee Bucks here. The Pacers has been struggling there. I think they have 7 players out with injury to start the season. So it just have the injury bug right now. I think it's tough sailing for the Pacers. Give me the Bucks -5.5 on the road. Next game.
You know what one I like real quick? I like Detroit -2.5. Memphis, they're just not grooving right now with everything going on with Ja and the coach and not the effort. And Cade Cunningham, we talked about it 3-4 years ago when we started the pod. Cade Cunningham has been him since Oklahoma State. Now coming into the league, he's getting bigger now. He's scoring, he's rebounding the ball. I like Cade Cunningham a lot. I think Detroit is in the trajectory of moving up. So 4-2 on the year. I think it's a low number. So I'll lay the 2.5 here with Detroit.
Yeah, I agree with you, Dill. I will lay the 2.5 as well with Detroit. With the Ja Morant situation, definitely some friction in the locker room. Never a good sign if you want to bet. So I'm going to stay away from Memphis for at least a week or two. Let that locker room clear up. I love Denver, Dill, but 12.5 points? Like, come on now. Sacramento Kings ain't that bad. I would give me the plus 12.5 with the Kings tomorrow night. I just feel like it's too many points. And I'll lean with the Lakers plus 3.5. I just got to see who's going to be in the lineup for the Lakers. Is Luka going to play? Austin Reeves has been balling, but not for nothing. Quietly, though, this Portland's team is pretty pesky. They got a lot of young talent up in Portland that goes unnoticed. So lean the plus 3.5 with the Lakers.
All right. Kid, tomorrow morning, we have 8 a.m. college basketball. I can't wait. I have so many fucking plays I wrote down. I just wrote down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I got like 11, 12 that I just wrote down, but I have so many more. Check my action app. You guys can follow me at DRock, D capitalize R with 2Ks 24. I'll have all my college plays up, but for right now, I'll just rattle them off, kid. But let me tell you, I'm so happy college basketball is back because I was telling you, we met up today and I said, I hate betting on the NBA. Like, I've lost 2 bets by the hook, and I thought they were really good bets. And losing over the weekend, and everything going on with this gambling incident, I'm just like off of it. If I'm being honest, like I read college basketball because I watch it more. I think I have a better read on it, and my record speaks for itself as well. So I like college basketball a lot more, and I'm just so happy that it's back. So starting it off 8 a.m. Give me Bradley -1.5 or on the money line, whatever you're able to get. Give me High Point -3. I love High Point on the road, laying 3. Colgate +20.5. Too many points. Give me the defending national champions, Florida, playing in Vegas, -3.5 against Arizona. Give me James Madison +7. I like Arkansas State +5. Florida Atlantic on the money lines or -1.5. Either is fine. Rest in peace, just Sister Jean. Loyola Chicago -15. They're doing it for her. And shout out Villanova. I got a soft spot for Villanova. My sister's alma mater, +8.5 against BYU. I know BYU has the best kid in the country, but give me the Wildcats +8.5. Like I said, that's all I have right now, but I will add more later on in the night. But kid, any last words? Did we work on the card this week?
Gonna work on it this week, Dill. I'm gonna be honest. You know, behind the scene, I've been trying to figure some things out, and none has been working. So, gonna hop on the card this week, Dill. Hopefully, she's running.
All right. Well, good luck. Enjoy your week. Enjoy Monday Night Football. Good luck on all your bets, and we will see you guys on Wednesday. Peace.